All right. Hey, David. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Yeah, I got a couple of questions specifically about the Chapter 7 variety.
Okay.
I had a friend that did that a few years back, and one of the things that he had to do was like hire some sort of home inspector to come in and inspect all of his belongings inside of his home and stuff like that. And I was wondering, is that a requirement in all of them if you're a homeowner, or is that just something that most of the attorneys like to have done just to cover yourselves? Because that's something I'm not real comfortable with.
Well, it wasn't a home inspector; it was an appraiser.
Yeah,
Um,
that kind of a thing.
right. Yeah. Well, typically no. Most debt.
No, you do have to do it, or no, you don't have to do it.
Um, well, it's up to you. Typically, most debtors could, value their own property. It's common household property. The typical value is retail or thrift store value because thrift store is really the only retail outlet that sells used furniture and things. Now, if you have antiques and things like that in your house, then yeah, an appraiser may be a good idea to come in and value that
Right. But I
property.
mean, if you just got like basic, old furniture, refrigerator, and stuff like that, you don't think that? Do you normally recommend your clients to do it in a real simple case where they don't have a lot of belongings, or do you say no, that's not something that's going to be necessary?
I give them the option. If they want to use that option, they can. Uh, so it doesn't cost a whole lot to have that to use that option, and I would say probably 80% of the cases, no, they don't have an appraiser come out and appraise their
And
house.
then another question I had is, I know that it's illegal and you're not allowed to, like transfer something over to another person without receiving, value for it.
Right.
How far is the look back for that? Did they go back a year, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. Two
Um,
2 years is where you have to disclose if you've transferred or traded or given away any property.
Giving away something more than 2 years ago, then that wouldn't be relevant to the case.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm enjoying the show. Thank you for answering my questions.
All right. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks,
Bye.
David. If
You're
you
welcome.
have any questions like David, 437-1620, give us a call.
Yeah, that's a common question. Now, the trustee can send an appraiser out if they feel that you've undervalued property or you're hiding property, but excuse me. You ask 10 different people the value of the couch, you're going to get 10 different answers. The important thing is that you list all your property. So, if you don't list all your property, that's what's going to get you in trouble. You got a full disclosure. The honest debtor will receive the discharge. In the bankruptcy, the discharge is the ultimate goal in filing bankruptcy, and that's essentially a permanent injunction against the creditors from ever trying to collect on the debts that were listed and are dischargeable in the bankruptcy.
All right, we need to take a short break, just a really quick oil update, Eric. But I want to remind folks that we enjoy your calls and your questions at 437-1620. But now let's check in with Dave McBride. Hey, Dave.
Thanks, Wendy. Florida closed state waters to fishing from the Pensacola Beach water tower to the Alabama line. That includes a fishing pier at Pensacola Beach. Oil is invading Perdido Bay. Yesterday, a patch of oil was seen floating as far into the bay as above Lillian Bridge. On Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, oil is now washing up on beaches. President Obama will visit Gulfport, Mississippi to Pensacola today, and he will overnight here. I'm Dave McBride with an oil update.
Thanks so much, Dave. It's 9:47, and you're listening to Eric Niederlehner, right?
Niederlehner, yes.
Okay, very good. And it's a financial future show. And we can answer a lot of your questions. Well, I'm not going to say we. You can at 437-1620. So you said last week was the first week that you had really seen people coming in and being directly affected by the oil spill.
Yeah, my understanding is that some of the hotels they're packed right now, but looking further in the future, the registrations just aren't there, or they're being canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me,
It's okay.
can't clear my throat. So they can't cover payroll, so they're cutting now while they still can.
Yeah.
So, and that's who's going to be dramatically affected are the workers that are you know, going from a full-time job to unemployment, and you know, right now maybe they can get a job with BP or something, but
No, BP's too busy hiring illegal aliens and, people from different areas.
paying for commercials to help their PR.
Yeah, with a real sad Tony face.
Right.
Yeah, about sick of seeing that. I
think
get the
they
feeling
pulled that
you
one.
are too.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Want to see some action. I had to get up early to go to Panama City on Friday for court, and when I was crossing the Bay Bridge, I could tell that there was oil or something floating there, and in the morning it was real calm, and you could see the difference in the water and see the muck floating there.
Yeah, not exactly good. So what the people that have come in, what is their direct situation?
Lately it's been loss of job or loss of the overtime, and you know, the unemployment just isn't enough to cover the monthly expenses, and they're not living high on the hog or lavish lifestyles. The unemployment's just not covering the basic necessities after they pay their mortgage or rent and buy food and put some gas in the tank. There's nothing left over, and so they're just on strict budgets, and they've seen their credit card minimum payment go up with the credit card reform that went into effect a little while ago. The credit card companies jacked up the interest rate while they still could, and so that made the minimum payment go up, and the budgets were strained to the breaking point already, and that was just the breaking point that put them over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they've a little bit of reprieve in the gas prices. We don't see the prices skyrocketing for the summer travel season, so that's a positive sign there, but it's still higher than what it normally is.